Why do truckers add the signs that say stay back 200 feet? We are not responsible for damages. Not at all. There is a legal difference though, between gravel falling off of a gravel truck, for instance, and a rock being kicked up from a tire off the road causing damage. There's also a certain responsibility on the driver behind to follow at a safe distance. Laws may vary from country to country, but in all countries that I know about, those signs are not legally binding. It's more there to intimidate other drivers. In part because even though trucks aren't supposed to have loose debris falling off, their heavy weight can still kick up big rocks that can chip or crack windshields. In part because some truck companies unfortunately do allow debris to fall off of their trucks, and the sign could discourage lawsuits. Generally, it doesn't waive responsibility, but it's going to make drivers more likely to stay back 200 feet and less likely to get their cars damaged and therefore less claims. Nope, not a bit. In fact, I'd love it if I had a case and the truck had a sign like that. It shows they are aware that their trucks pose a hazard and did nothing to fix it. No, trucks are responsible for securing their load. They are liable for all damages caused by anything falling off their truck. They are not responsible for rocks and debris kicked up from the road, and the signs are meant to blur that line and discourage claims. Unless you have a dash cam, I am sure the trucking company will say prove it, and say many things can cause damage on a busy highway. Imagine for a moment a world in which companies aren't allowed to put out factually incorrect and easily disproven statements. Wasn't that nice? Okay, back to reality. Because they don't want to pay for your shitty car when their shitty truck spills shit all over the road. But no, to answer your question, you can't hold up a sign that says not responsible for water damage while you pour water all over somebody's laptop. They generally word those signs like not responsible for objects from road, just subtle enough to discourage claims, but legally correct. If I run over a rock in the road and it bounces up and cracks another car's windshield, it really isn't my responsibility. If I'm carrying rocks in my theoretical pickup and it isn't covered or properly secured, then yes, it totally is my responsibility. For things falling off the truck? Probably not. But driving too close directly behind them is dangerous too and should be prevented. If it worked, I'd put a sticker on my car saying stay off of the roads while this vehicle is in use. Not responsible for any damage. If the truck's tire flings a stone from the road, the trucker is not responsible, only if it comes off the truck's load. In most jurisdictions, liability cannot be waived away with a sign, and there have been cases where the sign has been used to demonstrate increased liability. For example, if you have a warning dangerous dog sign and your dog bites someone in a lot of places, that sign will be evidence you knew you had a dangerous situation and failed in your responsibility to mitigate it. Because they are absolutely responsible for any debris that falls off their truck, and they rightfully believe that most drivers are too stupid to file an insurance claim. If shit falls off the truck, and your dashcam records it breaking your windshield, send the video to your insurance provider and file the claim. I worked for a trucking insurer and had idiots calling me up all day about rocks kicked up hitting windscreens. We aren't liable for debris on the road, yet people would bitch and complain till the cows come home, wasting our time more than everything. The warning works exactly as intended, as a warning. It doesn't waive all responsibility. However, what it does affect is the standard of negligence on behalf of the following motorist. All vehicles on the road have a duty of care to all other road users, and this normally extends to things such as driving at a safe speed, not hitting other vehicles, and using your blinkers, etc., all the usual stuff. However, if a truck was to kick up rocks, it significantly reduces the negligence on behalf of the truck, as they identified a possible hazard that arose through ordinary road use that is not negligent, and warned you about it. What more could they possibly do? On the other hand, it significantly increases your contributory negligence, as 1, you were aware of the hazard, 2, you disregarded it, and 3, being aware of a hazard and disregarding it creates some causality between your actions and any loss you suffer. No, definitely still liable. It's just fair warning that debris may fly off of the truck, so it's in your own best interest to give them some distance in case any does. Those signs that say not responsible for lost or stolen property, however, do. Mostly, at least. If it was an employee of the purveyor that stole it, then they would be liable. It's about as legally binding as a sticker on your gun that says if I shoot you it's your fault. Is this similar to the mysterious sign, construction vehicle, do not follow? WTF does that mean? Do people follow construction vehicles for entertainment? 60 Minutes just had a segment on this, mostly due to damage from falling debris, rocks, etc. They are trying to shield themselves from liability, but as the article pointed out, it doesn't. However, Very few of these trucks have any visible license plate on the rear, they all put M on the front. So the poor schmuck who's just had his window smashed by flying debris or leaking load is expected to speed up, past the truck, and somehow get the license plate number. Most states prohibit overfilling trucks. Missouri requires a covered load with a contraption that puts a canvas cover over the load, but compliance is sketchy. You know if you can't see their mirrors they can't see you. It is for safety.